Social media craziness.
What's up, guys? Feliz Friday. How is everybody doing? You are on the mic with Stefani V. It is a special Friday. I don't know why. I guess because it is just Friday and I am off today, relaxing. Tried to run a couple errands. Did not make it to the gym, unfortunately. But I did go yesterday and I tried a cardio kickboxing class. I don't know if anybody has tried a cardio kickboxing class, but it literally kicked my butt. I walked out of there sweating my butt off. I know that sounds gross, but I was. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to try to make it. It's every Thursday. Those of you who know, who don't have, traditional schedules, can't always make a Thursday exercise group, but it's good to try. Hey, Deanie Vara, she is now listening. I am live on Facebook. I am live on Instagram Live. Not on my On the Mic page because I have more followers on my Stefani Vara page, so I'm trying to get everybody to go to my On the Mic with Stefani V on Instagram. And follow me, guys. I have almost 1K followers, so it's getting there. We're building, we're growing. If you haven't followed me there yet, get on over and follow me it's on the mic, Stefani V on Instagram. So yay! It's been a great week, but I don't know about you, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I am ready for April to be over with. It's just been a strange month. I don't know if it has been for you. I feel like it's moving, but it's not really going anywhere. I feel like things are happening, but we're not really making any moves. I've just been kind of stuck in a rut, and I'm sick of it, and I'm ready for some movement. I don't know if any of those of you out there are into astrology. I am very big into astrology, and so I know that Mercury has been in retrograde, and for those of you who don't know what Mercury in retrograde means, it means that time just kind of stands still. There's a lot of communication issues, there's a lot of emailing back and forth. Like, again, it's like things are really not moving, and that's how I feel like April's been, and I'm just done with it. I'm ready for May. I'm ready for retrograde. Will go out May 3rd, so be prepared for things to start moving again. Watch it. I guarantee it. Email me, text me, or send me a message and say, Stephanie, you were right. Things are picking up. Things are moving again, and I am extremely excited for those things that are coming. A lot of good things going on, guys. So let's give a quick clap for that. Oh, yes. If you're following me on Instagram Live, hi. I'm here in Houston, Texas. I was going to give you guys a live feed from outside because it's just been so beautiful today outside, but it was too hot. I already started sweating, and so I'm here back in the house, and in my little... Hey, Art, how are you? Saludos. So here we are. Let's start the show, guys. Friday motivation. I don't know if this, obviously we've been talking about timing, not moving, time frames. And so for my motivation Friday, it's all about time frames. No time frames. What is your time frame? Hello from San Jose, California. Hi. What is your time frame? When is it your time to make changes, to move? And I remember, and this is actually one of my tips for my Follow My Feet campaign, is to know your time frame, know your limit, know when it's time for change. A lot of times it is really hard to actually feel in your heart when it's time for a change, or when you aren't getting anywhere with a special project, or hey from Phoenix, hi, you're not getting anywhere with a special project or something that you're working on. When I moved to New York, I had no time frame. I knew that I was going to go out there, become a star, an artist, record this album. I was going to join this and that and new, and I didn't give myself a time frame. I knew that it was going to happen. Whatever was going to happen, I was going to make it happen, and it didn't matter how long it took, and that's what it was going to be. And so now looking back, it's like my album was even called No Time Frame. When my first demo that I did in New York, I created this one. It was like no time limit, because so many people want to look at you and be like, oh, you're getting there, or oh, you've spent this much time on it, or oh, you haven't made it yet, or oh, everyone around you wants to give you those time limitations and those time frames, but you yourself have to give them to. You have to figure that out. You have to know when you're done. You have to know when it's time to move on. And so many people avoid them as well. What is your time frame? Is it when things don't happen? Is it when, you're hitting your head up against a brick wall? I knew my time was done in New York City when nothing good was happening there anymore. I had created a negative pit for myself and was like hitting myself up against a brick wall trying to break through. And I realized that, you know what? My time is done here. I need to step back from the situation, replan, refocus, change, and figure out what my next path was going to be. And that's when I knew, and I always told myself, I know when it's time to move on, when my heart doesn't feel it anymore. When your heart's not in it, when you don't know what you're doing, you can't be focused anymore, that's when it's time to move on. And it's a hard thing. It's so hard, guys, because I know, like, for myself, I'm extremely stubborn to make something work. I will work and work and work because I know it's meant to be, and sometimes it's a little voice from up above saying, this isn't the right time for you. This may or may not happen for you right now. Now, does that mean that it's not ever going to happen? Does that mean that that's still not a blessing, that it still can come to you in a different way? Of course not. It can happen in a different way and a different light. And it's not easy, but again, I know we spoke last time about doing things in fear and knowing when, it's time to change routes. And another thing about a time frame is that so many people in the industry, in the entertainment industry and in the corporate world, and people that say, I've been doing this for 10 years and people should look up to me, and people should want to call me, and people should be, telling me that I'm this, that, or the other. I'm a professional. Well, that doesn't mean that you're deserving of, a certain amount of time doesn't mean that you're deserving of any type of interview or an opportunity. Or what makes you deserving of that opportunity is if you are prepared, if you are best at what you do. Shoot, you can spend 20 years in the entertainment industry and still not make it. Somebody still may not think you're good enough for whatever you're doing, because things change, people change, entertainment changes, social media has changed branding completely. So you may have been doing something for 10 years and then all of a sudden a new app comes along and whatever you were doing is just null and void. So don't ever feel that just because you are in the entertainment industry for 10 years, or, I've been working this desk job for 20 years now, that I'm deserving of having this position, or I'm deserving of you interviewing me. Think of it as, am I at the point where people should know who I am, and am I deserving because I'm the best, and I'm the very best at what I do? That's when you know you have reached the limit of your time frame, either for somebody to come and tell you that, you know what, you are deserving of this position because you are now the best at what you do, or, you know what, keep working, girl. Hey, I've been in the music industry a really long time, and no, I haven't had a #1 chart song. But does that not mean that somebody's enjoying my music? Does that might mean that people are listening to me on Spotify or buying my stuff on iTunes? Of course it does. But it may just mean that I may not be the #1 hit. But if you buy my album, if you listen to I Do It All, maybe you can help me out. I don't know. But let's just focus on that, guys. There is no time frame until you realize that time is moving with time is not changing what you're doing. You've spent too much time doing something. And that's when you know there is a time frame. That's when you know that you need to change that time frame. And that can go for work. That can go for your relationships. That can go for your family relationships, trying to change a friend, trying to change a sibling, trying to make your boyfriend or girlfriend understand where your time frame is. A lot of people don't pick up on that, and they don't, because it's not your time frame, it's not someone else's time frame. So remember that. And that is my motivation for today. Someone said, hit the nail on the head with that one. Been unemployed for the last 3 months, 15 years in the working corporate. Yeah, corporate life is crazy, because a lot of people I've read today that have lost their job and been with the radio show. CBS Radio laid off, ESPN laid off. People have been there for 20, 21 years. Someone else is changing your time frame, and maybe it was just meant to be. Maybe there's something else for you in your life that you need to be focusing on, doing, figuring out. A time limit on things is time for you to reflect and change, move on, and keep it going. So yay to that. Praise. If you feel me, give me a praise. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. You are on the Mic with Stefani V. We are going to move now on to sports. Yes. So much has been going on in sports lately. And I'm not even you guys know that I don't really speak too much on sports, because I'm not an expert about what's going on, but I can tell you that at least I can give you the basic specifics, but oh my God. The story behind Aaron Hernandez has been so intriguing to me, not only because of what he ended up and how he ended up in jail and what he's done and the person and his character, but because of, sorry, this hair is driving me crazy, but because of what he did and because of the letters that he's left. I wasn't shocked that he committed suicide. It's hard to realize where you are in life at that situation. And then come to find out that he had the 3 letters, and one was to his his fiance, his daughter, and then supposedly the story goes down as his lover in jail. I truly believe that he potentially was gay the whole time, or didn't want to come out, or didn't want to extend those. It's hard for an athlete to come out that way. It's hard for just a normal person who wouldn't necessarily be come out that way. Maybe this was something that he was hiding all the time. And it's sad, guys. It's sad that you can't be your true self. It's sad that people still to this day are judging you for who you love or who you want to be with. And yes, mental illness is no joke. This is something that he probably suffered for his whole life. This is probably something that his parents raised him. He was raised with mental illness. But the sad thing about it is that and the other controversy was did he do this in the sake of, I know that there in New England, there's a law where his daughter can receive the rest of the money that he was supposed to get from the Patriots. I don't know, but if he had all this planned out, who told him about this? Who was this his lawyer? Was this a plan that he had this whole time? Did he know he was going to be doing this? Obviously, yes, because everything was planned out. No one checked on him. And what are the odds of that? No one checking on him in jail. Somebody was paid off. Either, I believe it was, suicide or murder. But I think it's people are like, oh, poor, sad. This man brutally killed 3 people. 3 people. So no, I do not feel bad for him. I won't make excuses for him, but it is sad that this was his fate in such a talented athlete. And there's so many athletes out there that suffer with mental illness, suffer with who they are individually as a human being, and just because they can catch a ball or tackle somebody or dunk or something, you can't really come out and be your true self. And it's hard. There was one cowboy that suffered with that as well. And 27 years old he was. People you're right, people give up, and it is extremely sad. So I rest in peace to his family, and I know they're going through a lot, but that's all I have to say about Aaron Hernandez. And I'd be interested to see what those letters really said and how his supposed boyfriend in jail felt. And I don't know. I think that's really crazy. Anyways, moving on. Guys, what about, I mean, when you think about this situation, when you think about what this woman did at the time, but Serena Williams, this puts everything, I mean, if you think about what this woman accomplished when she was 20 weeks pregnant, what are you doing with your life? What are you complaining about with your life? Because this woman just won a title, or I don't even know what the title is, but whatever title she won in tennis, and she was 20 weeks pregnant. Some people are complaining that they can't get off the dang couch. Some people are complaining because they, can't exercise or not motivated. But this woman went out and won a championship 20 weeks pregnant, people. Now, when we talk about women empowerment, when we talk about women that can do it all, this is a true example. Like, there's no excuses. There's no this. There's no that. She was out playing tennis, her true number one sport, as an athlete, and she won a world title 20 weeks pregnant. That made me, I don't know about you, but that made me, a grand slam. Thanks, John. She won a grand slam. But that gave me just motivation for, like, geez, I need to get up and go to my kickboxing class. I need to get up and lose some weight. Mom, I'm not talking about you. But, this is just straight motivation for every woman that seems to just be like, I don't know, I'm not motivated, I can't do it. But, like, what? This woman was kicking butt 20 weeks pregnant. I don't have kids, and I eventually want kids, but if you see me kicking butt at 20 weeks pregnant, she was my motivator, because there's just no excuses anymore. Whatever you want to do in your own mind, you can do. Because if she can do it, guess what? You can do it. Hi, Hilda and Arthur Martinez. Give Arthur a kiss. I hope he's doing well. And hey, Johnny. John's on. Kiss. Let's move on, guys. Who last night watched the NFL draft? And what were your thoughts? My only thought for last night's NFL draft was the Texans finally, can I say finally, got us a quarterback. Now, we'll just see. I mean, I am a straight-on hashtag bandwagon fan for the Texans. I grew up with my family loving the Houston Oilers. I've always been an Oilers fan. But obviously that's null and void. They're not there. We don't have them anymore. So I am just excited to see if this is going to be a revamp for the Texans next year. I mean, and I'm only speaking of the Texans because that's probably the only team that I know about. I mean, I really, Stanford had a couple of picks. The guy, I can't even remember his name, but he was third-round pick. Chicago was not happy with their quarterback pick, Mitchell Trubisky, I believe that's his name. So they were not happy with that. I guess they were wanting some other defensive end or something like that. But really, truly, the number one overround pick was Myles Garrett, and he was going to the Browns. He was the first round pick, and he's from Texas A&M, so that's a Texas team. In Texas, we bred champions in football. That's all there is in football. Eat, sleep, poop, football. And so, it was really exciting, though, to see that we've finally decided to I didn't even say his name, but Deshaun Watson is the guy's name. I think he's from, I don't even know what school he's from. Geez, I should have done my research better. But bottom line is, yes, for the first time, we shall see if the Texans come back. We got J.J. Watt, hopefully back from being injured. And like my sister says, it doesn't matter. We have J.J. Watt. But it does matter because we can't win just with J.J. Watt, obviously. You guys know that. We need a quarterback to win. Bottom line. So, I mean, I also feel a certain way about the NFL draft. I'm not going to actually say, okay, he's from Clemson. Thank you. Mercedes Renteria, thank you. I'm gonna actually say how I feel about the NFL draft. Is there a different way that that's possible? I mean, to me, it reminded me some sort of like a bad trade back in the day. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem that, it's like people waiting around for this, you know, and Rob Goodell was booed every single time he stepped out on stage. It was hilarious. I laughed every single time he stepped on stage because he was being booed. He stinks. He's terrible. And, you know, it's like, you know, isn't there another way that the NFL could create feel more positive? Like, just waiting around, these guys just waiting around for the white guy in charge to give them all this millions of money for the teams. It's just, I don't know. I felt some kind of negative way for the NFL draft, and I guess that's how all the drafts are, and I guess they've been doing it this way for years, but it's like, you know, I feel like it's just, let's just step back for a minute and change some things for the NFL draft and get rid of Goodell because nobody really likes him. Sorry. Anyway, that was my opinion about sports. I know basketball. Houston Rockets are in it to win it. I don't know if they're playing tonight or tomorrow, but the championship, Kylie Kardashian has a new boyfriend, and she was at the Rockets game last week, or this week. But she didn't give us any bad voojoos, so the Rockets are still in it, and hopefully will be Russell Westbrook, who has been very, he's been pretty negative at all after, you know, answering questions and saying, you know, been out of the game and not really winning it. But his outfits, again, never fail. He's pretty much on point with his outfits. That's all I can say about Russell Westbrook. You know, he's just, yeah, he's MVP. I think he won MVP. I don't know. But let's go Rockets. Go Rockets. I am a Rockets fan, guys, even though I haven't been to a game. My dad normally gets free tickets. This year he was out, so yeah, I don't purchase tickets. Anyway, let's move on to a little bit of chisme. For those of you, and I know my mother is a huge Law and Order fan, but this just in that Chris Meloni is coming back to Law and Order. Do you know who that guy is? If you are a Law and Order fan, you know, and you are excited about this. I mean, when I saw this on a Baller Alert, I was like super excited to know that he was coming back. And yeah, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's doing a just a couple shows or whatever, but I'm really excited about that. So let's move on. If last night was the Latin Billboard Awards, and I was going back and forth between the Latin Billboard Awards and the NFL Draft, and so, you know, the only thing that I really caught was J Balvin's performance, which I love him. He's awesome, great artist. I think he won an award. I think he won a Billboard Award. Selena actually won Latin Billboard Award last night. Yes, y'all, she is my idol, and she is still winning awards. Think about what she would be if she was here. Still Selena, little Mexicanita Tejana from Texas, still winning. My hair keeps messing up. Latin Billboard Awards. So she won last night. But you guys, the Latina that took it all last night and has taken it all is J-Lo. Her dress was on fire. Fire. If you watch my Instagram stories last night, I mean, it's a Julia McDonald dress. A lot of other different celebrities have worn it, and it was just, you know, super on fire. Sorry, someone was talking to me on my IG. Super on fire. I was just like, yeah, you know that emoji where the eyeballs go big like that? That's how I was last night. And just not just because of the dress, but her body is just perfect, man. I mean, I don't care. I mean, you saw Kim Kardashian's picture of her booty this last week. She was in a little Louis Vuitton itty bitty bikini on the beach with her legs super skinny and her booty very big. And it just didn't go. Like the small sticks with the big booty, the booty looks smushy. But then you see J-Lo and it just like, that is what a big booty and a body is supposed to look like. And any Latina she was just perfect last night. So, you know, I won't keep going. You guys will probably think I'm in love with her. But She looked hot last night, so I'm going to give her a, picture perfect for her fashion of the week. So, as I don't normally go into politics with you guys, but this was all over press today, and it was said on HLN, and you guys know I'm a big, I don't know if you do know, but I'm a big Robin Meade fan. But he was talking about how he misses his old life. The President of the United States saying he misses his old life. Well, sir, please retire. Go back to your old life. I'd rather you go back to your old life than stay here and complain about the life that you already have. I was famous a long time ago. I just miss my old life. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to run a country. Are you freaking kidding me? The things that come out of this man's mouth, just it's beyond infuriating, because it's like, this is probably the hardest thing to do ever, is to run a country, especially the United States of America, and you didn't think it was going to be this hard? Sir, please go back to your old life. Do us all a favor. Bring Obama back, bring George Bush back, bring somebody back. But do us all a favor and leave. You're not doing much as president anyway, so those are my two thoughts. James Earl Jr. is to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Tonys. We all know who James Earl Jr. is. Love him. Carmelo, and he's trying to work on his with Lala. Good luck for you. You cheated. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. These guys that's when I'm going to give him a gunshot. Boo. All these men that cheat in the league, it's just like, give me a freaking break. Ooh, did I curse? Freaking break. It's a shame. And his wife is beautiful, Lala. Everybody has their situations. I don't know. Moving right along. United did give the guy on the plane a settlement. Nobody knows how much it is. Everyone is talking about it. I still don't feel this is truly United's fault. I'm not going to say that. Women cheat too, yeah, but I'm not talking about a woman. I'm talking about a man with kids and who's an athlete. So that's completely different. We'll go back to women cheating on a different show. How about that? No one's talked about how much United's settlement is, but it is private, and he is probably never will get on he'll probably from now on ride on private planes. So you'll never see that doctor again with this settlement. That's because that's probably how much it is. They tore up his face, broke his tooth, which the story just is too deep, and I can't really go into it. But you won't see that doctor on another United plane or for any other airline, but he will be flying private with that settlement. I guarantee it. So you guys, some of you know that I'm going to be going to DC the end of this month to sing at the Women Empowerment Expo. I'm going to be singing my new song, I Do It All, a couple of my old singles, and I'm so excited to be there. Again, it's the Women Empowerment Expo. It is Memorial Day weekend, and I am going to be giving away 2 free tickets to the expo. So here are the instructions. If you don't have any, write this down. But I want you to email me at info@stefanivar.com. The first email I get, I'll give you 2 free tickets to the Women's Empowerment Expo. And so again, it's info@stefanivar.com. Send me an email if you are in DC, if you plan to go to DC, or if you want to check me out. Come hear me sing. Again, it's the Women Empowerment Expo, and that's at the Washington, D.C. Convention Center. How about that, guys? I'm so excited. So email me. And I also will send you a free download of my song, I Do It All, which is the theme of my Follow My Feet campaign. So I'm excited to be there in DC. I just booked my hotel. My family is coming. If you are in Washington and you want 2 free tickets, there's going to be over 100 vendors, 100 speakers, free giveaways, and you get to hear me sing. What is that? That's the best deal ever. Come on now. Jeez. Anyway, come on out and email me at info@stefanivar.com. I will be awarding the tickets, I guess by next Friday, but in 2 more weeks. So you still have some time, and I'll be picking 2 winners, or one winner. I'm still trying to get the regulars, but email me. All right, guys. For my last thing, for Lent, I gave up coffee, okay? I gave up coffee. It was really hard. And I decided to pick up Matcha tea. For those of you who don't know what matcha is, it is something it's green tea. It's a form of green tea. It is not green tea, and that's one of the tips. It is not green tea, but it is. I picked it up and decided that I don't know if you can see, this is Mighty Leaf green tea. But I wanted to give you guys, when we went to Buenos Aires for a trip, these are the little things that they're all walking around and they're drinking their matcha tea. You put the matcha tea leaves in there. This acts as a little, gosh, what's the word? So that the leaves don't get in. And you drink it like that. Everyone's walking around with their tea. So I've purchased like 5 or 10 of them to bring back. But I wanted to give you some tips about matcha tea and why it's so good, and why, if you want to make a change from coffee to matcha tea, why it's a good idea. These tips I got from precaution.com. I've used Mighty Leaf and Kashi. Those are 2 great green tea, I keep saying green tea. It's not green tea. These are 2 great matcha tea, forms of matcha tea. So tips. You make sure to get the right grade. Make sure it's from Japan. Look at the color before purchasing. It should be a dark green, very bright, vibrant. Matcha tea is not cheap, you guys, and the cheaper you get, the less of a change you're going to see in your matcha tea. So it's a bit expensive, but it's so worth it. Oh my gosh. Brew it with water. I do it with almond milk because I like my drinks with latte. I like a green tea latte. It's so good. Oh, it's so delicious. It's almost like it's matcha. Again, matcha is not green tea. You're kind of almost like eating the tea in a way. So there's more antioxidants. There's a boost of metabolism, and it also prevents cancer. So yes, this little thing, it filters out the leaves when you drink it. This little straw. And so I actually haven't even tried that version. I've only tried the version that I've got here in the US. If coffee makes you jittery, pick up matcha tea. Supposedly it's just a more soothing way, but it boosts your metabolism. It gives you that boost, but you don't feel like crazy about it like coffee does. And you know what the best part of matcha tea is? And they said that let it linger in your mouth, that it attacks the bacteria. It's almost like a natural mouthwash. So those are just nine quick, fast tips about matcha tea, and I really, really want you guys to try it. Let me know what you think of it. If you have any more questions, I do not consider myself a pro with it. I just picked it up as something that I've enjoyed drinking instead of coffee. I do it in the morning or one at night. Make a nice, you can add cinnamon to it if you want. Another company online that you can look at, it's called Matchaful, and they're they're natural. It's a little bit more pricey on there, but you know that you're getting the authentic matcha from Japan. It's delicious. So if you are interested, let me know. And guys, that is all for today. I've been talking. My mouth is so dry. Please, please, please follow me on Instagram at Stefani Vara, or on the Mic with Stefani V. You can also see me and my crazy family at Casa de Vara, Comida Caliente. We are going to be selling our salsas soon. The bottles are coming out. Where's the bottles? This is our old version. I don't know if you can see that. Whoop, whoop. But a new version is coming out soon, coming up. We've got a new show coming. Things are really going to pick up, I guess, after April ends, because May it's going to be on. I'm excited. Are you excited? Follow my feet, guys. Stay tuned. Email me for the 2 free tickets to the expo at info@stefanivara.com. Peace out.
That's all for Flip Hop Radio's On the Mic with Stefani V. Make sure to follow Stefani on social media. Until next time, peace out.
Follow my feet.